Alright guys, I'm here with my buddy Hampus and at the Dynamics Training Summer Camp. And today we're going to look at some half guard, because I've done like a few videos from tournaments of me using half guard, but I've never really explained how to get to it safely. I've done knee cuts and everything in between, but no half guard. So today we're going to look at some of my favorite half guard entries and how to do it safely, and maybe one or two sweeps that I really like. Okay? So I'm going to start in a De La Riva guard position, which I've talked about before, and I'm going to switch this way. I've talked a lot about this before. There's different ways to hold the De La Riva. In the gi, you have the pant. I really like this grip because it's very strong. No gi, obviously no pant, so you have to grab the ankle. And in the gi, you can do both, but I kind of prefer this grip. So that's the one I'm going to go with. So from De La Riva, I think that's a very good entry point for everybody. If you play open guard or spider guards and lasso guards, it's very easy to get to the De La Riva guard. And also for the half guard players, we can get to from the De La Riva to the half guard. So it's a great entry point. So a few different things. I want to create space here with this leg. Turn this way, Hampus. Yeah, there. I want to create space with this leg, but it's important. I don't want to let him trap my leg and start to knee cut. Knee cut this way? Yeah. Underhook or face crank? Yeah, I don't want to get into this game, because he's forcing me into his guard. I want to force him into my guard. So that goes back into that attacking mindset, guys, I've talked a little bit about online. So I have the De La Riva. You can play with the hook in or just to your shin. Doesn't really matter. And I'm going to make sure that this leg is strong, and I'm going to pull it in. And look, I'm going to hook behind his butt. Can you go behind me real fast? So guys, I'm hooking behind his butt. There's a difference between me doing that and him trapping my foot and pushing it down. You guys see there's no power here. He's in control. So I'm putting my foot in that position, and then I like to get a cross collar grip. You can do the same side collar. I come more towards my head. You can do the same side collar or cross collar. I really switch on both, and maybe I'll talk about that later in a different video, but for now it's cross collar grip. Now look, my goal is going to be to get him to either post this hand or post this leg or both, okay? So I'm pulling, at the same time I'm bumping his butt and getting him to post. From here, it doesn't matter how he posts, I'm creating space to grab his leg. And go on the other side so you can see my arm. Go in here. So I'm on the collar with the cross collar grip. I bumped him. Now I'm going to underhook his leg. Okay? From here, I'm going to pull him using my arm and my leg. So guys, don't just kick this leg out, because sit your butt down, Hampus. You see that this arm loses a lot of power, okay? Especially on a big guy. You're going to feel this. So go back up. So again, guys, I'm here. I always keep my knee up. It doesn't matter what guard I'm playing or whatever I'm doing. That knee should always be kind of tight to glued to my chest, okay? Tight to my chest. So I'm here, underhook, put your weight down. It doesn't matter, right? And now I'm going to pull him up into my shoulder. Pull on this side. Alright. So there's different types of half guards, guys. This is actually a deep half guard. A regular half guard is more like, sit back a little bit. It's more like you're on your side. This is more traditional, and there's a lot of great sweeps. I'm going to focus more on deep half, because I think, if you need to sweep somebody, you want them in a deep half guard, not so much like a regular half guard. So I'm going to pull him back up. So we're here. A few different things. Normally people post their leg. You see how he's bending his knee next to my head? Sometimes when I do moves and show it to beginners, they usually switch their legs. So they put this knee down and they have this leg up. So that happens a lot of times. You're not going to see this too often. There is like a Marcelo Garcia pass where he throws his leg across. But I see this more from beginners kind of just switching their legs. But on some advanced guys, we'll try and do this. It's a different move we're not going to look at right now. So he's just going to place that near side knee on the floor. And I'm still holding that pant grip that I had from the De La Riva, okay? From here, the biggest thing that can go wrong is he underhooks my arm, okay? With the cross face, and then he can kind of break my position, all right? So I'm always looking to protect that underhook. So my first line of defense is always keeping my elbow in tight. but he can still kind of, I call it like honey badger. He can just kind of dig it in, you know. So go back. Whenever I feel that happening, start to go, I'm gonna re-pummel in. Do it again, Tempest. Re-pummel in, re-pummel in. So don't just, I just want to show you guys, but don't sit here and do that. Don't do that shit for like 5 minutes, okay? So once he goes, I re-pummel in, and look, I want to get a good grip, okay? I can either grab his belt. I think I typically will grab like his thigh, and I keep my elbow in tight. Try to grab my arm down. Now it's pretty tight, okay? When I was grabbing the pant, there was just too much space, okay? So go back. When I grab higher, like when I grab higher, I'm keeping that elbow even tighter. Try to go. Okay. Once I'm here, I'm gonna start using the back arm, the hand that's on the back, to start working. And now I'm gonna start opening his lapel. Oh, don't help me. No, put it back in there. Take your time, guys. Don't rush it. Okay. Your partner's obviously not gonna open his gi for you. So just take your time, start opening that lapel. And now I'm gonna switch from the backhand with the lapel. It's kind of giving me a little trouble here. I'm gonna switch from the backhand with the lapel to switching with the front hand. But I'm not just gonna go straight to it because he's gonna underhook and kill me. Yeah, that's gonna kill me. So I'm gonna go from here to underhooking, going under his leg, and now grabbing the lapel. Now it's very hard to get the underhook. Try to go. It's very tough, okay? Now this hand, there's a lot of different grips I can do. I can re-grip the same collar. I can grab his far side hip, or his near side hip. There's so many different grips you can do, guys. And this video will be like 30 minutes long. So now, I haven't talked too much about my leg placement. You can either keep your legs in a triangle, senkaku, as Danaher would say, or I will sometimes just do a knee pinch. You'll see more like Bernardo Faria do this kind of style. So now my goal, I'm gonna start to bridge with my hips up, and I'm gonna bump him with my forearm and take him backwards, okay? This works really well if he's sitting back, but you can kind of force this position very well. That's why half guard's so efficient. Once you get in a good position and you go, he can't really stop you at this point, okay? So now I'm gonna bridge. Again, you can do it with your legs triangle, that's fine, or just, I call this like a knee pinch, okay? So I'm just gonna bridge, and I'm gonna go, without putting my hips back on the floor, I'm gonna bump him with my forearm and go over my shoulder, my near side shoulder, or the side that's holding his belt. Okay. Once I'm here and I'm in a great position, I like to use that sweeping position to keep going, guys. So when I'm here, I'm not just gonna stop here and let him do like a no arm triangle or something. I'm gonna keep driving with my grips. In this case, I was holding his belt and his lapel. I'm gonna keep driving him forward. And then I would go into like a stacking sequence, all right? So let's look at that position one more time. So I'm sorry, in the De La Riva guard, guys, this foot, you know, maybe I was playing like a De La Riva guard with this far side sleeve. That's possible too. I pushed him out. I could do everything with the sleeve. I just prefer the cross collar grip. From here, I'm gonna bring my far side leg in as a hook, right down the middle of his butt. And now I'm bumping him, so I'm kind of pulling my knee towards my chest and then extending my foot out. At the same time, I pull, okay? If one of those things is out of sequence, it's gonna make it a lot harder. But if I do them together in unison, it makes it easier. And even if you don't post your hand, even if he doesn't post his hand, he might post his foot. That's all I need. I'm gonna go off the collar, but look, I maintain that foot on his butt, underhook his leg, keep the leg that's under his butt, and look, I pull him into my half guard. And depending on like what I'm trying to do, I might even keep my knee in, especially with bigger guys. I'll keep my knee in, but say I just wanna go straight to the deep half guard, that's fine. So the hand that went under, I will usually grab maybe his collar, his belt, you know, his pant, whatever I can get really, just to keep it out of trouble. Okay, from here, he's usually gonna look for the underhook. And I use that timing to start to get like a grip on his pant. Okay, And right now he's kind of out of position. I would actually grab under and bump him up even more. You see how he's kind of on my shoulders? From here, start opening his lapel. And this can be a fight. Sometimes the guy grabs your lapel, like pull it out, keep it away from me. He'll try to do that, so maybe you need to grab like his belt. You know, you might have to grab his belt, so just be persistent, okay? From here, it doesn't matter if I have his lapel or his belt. I'm gonna go under his leg and get a good grip. Make sure that grip's tight so he can't move, okay? From here, I can double grip, or I like to replace this grip back on the belt or the hip, the near side hip. From here, my legs, I'm not too strict on that, guys. You can triangle them, figure four, or knee pinch. What's really important is that I get my bridge. So I'm bridging without putting my hips back on the floor, and I go over my shoulder like you were to do like a backwards roll, all right? And when you go, guys, you gotta go. It's a very explosive movement. If you watch Bernardo Faria go, the guys can't stop it. No one can, all right? So I bridge, and I like to really, almost like a forklift, use my forearm to elevate too after I bridge. From here, it's better if you keep going, guys. Don't just stop. I'm gonna go into a stacking sequence using the same grips. I drive forward. Okay, we're not gonna get into stacking because that's a whole nother video, but it's just a great entry to get him into this good guard passing position. All right. So guys, that was just one of my favorite entries to the deep half guard. I know deep half guard is not the most popular guard. It's not like the Matrix or collar sleeve, but it's really timeless. Like, it works really well, especially for bigger guys. There's not a lot of content for big guys out there, so deep half guard's really good. And also, if you have injuries, sometimes like you have knee injury, you can't play like a lasso, you can't do like a De La Riva, but usually like half guard is a great option. And that's kind of one of the reasons it was developed, because you can play, bring your knee down. You can kind of play with just really one leg, The other leg is kind of supporting, kind of pushing, but I'm not really twisting or moving it in a weird position, right? So I think if you're older, I think it's a good option too, or maybe you're slower, not as flexible, and it's just good to have a lot of tools in your toolbox. All right, guys. So hope you guys like this video. Please like it, and until next time, peace out.